Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how to use Rhino lighters to affect the perforation patterns. Okay, let's start. So today we start with a rectangle again. So put in rectangle. The plan we still use YZ plan. X size give it 10 meter. Y size give it 5 meter. Then we got a rectangle as our boundary of perforations. Then we use the white surface. We got all these points, and then U count we have 100, V count we have 50. And now we've got all these points that we want to use. And then next step, we're going to introduce some letters to affect the size of our perforations. First, we can get in some circles. Radius, give it 50 for now. At the moment there are no circles showing because they're not in the right plan. So we have to use that YZ plan again as the plan of all the circles. So now it's showing correctly. Let's turn this off, preview them all first. Then we're going to introduce text. So we type in text. Make sure the height is the meter and type in Rhino. Then we can put it here. Then click the text, export it. So all the text export to the curve supported lines, which we need. Make sure you tick the gumball so we can quickly adjust the size of the text. Normally we want the text to be as fat as we want, because that way we can include a lot of points into effects. I'll make it even wider, bigger, to make it more visible. Well, this is something that I want. And then I'm going to use curve to capture all these curves in. Then the battery I'm going to use called point in curves. Then we connect all our points in our curves, and then we use core pattern as our list. Let's introduce another character here. Connect the point to the point. This way we can easily control the input. And then a relationship core pattern. So now you can see all the points inside the letters are captured. But in the same time, because the letter R and O has two curves, so we need to separate them. So we need to separate this bound curve, the external curve, from the internal curve, right? So if we select all the external curve of the letters, set multiple curves, and then we capture all the internal curves. That one, set multiple curves, and then we use another point inside curves, new list, then the curves, and then we're using core pattern again. So that's our list. That's a new core pattern. we need to invert the core pattern. So we got the points that we need. At the same time, we also need the points that outside of our curves. So this point, and also we need to copy that again, invert, and this point. So these points are the points outside of the ladder curves. We're using another point collector to collect all these points. Print them off. That one. Preview all these off. And that's the point outside the curves. And these are points that inside of the letters, and this point will be affected by the letters. And then we are going to give an overall gradient to all the points. So the logic is from left to right. The circles is going to become from big to small. So we need to use the y coordinates of all over points to affect the size. So we need to deconstruct it first. Let's just simply flatten it. Points y coordinate. We can use remap. Y coordinate, as we talked about, use a bounded domain. We have explained the logic of this in tutorial 3 and 4. You can always go back to understand it. So by doing this, all the y coordinate is remapped to our target domain 0 to 1. And then we can introduce a graph mapper. Again, this has been explained in the previous tutorial. So the input is 0 to 1, which is the remapped number to our y coordinate. And then the output is actually y, which is 0 to 1 again. And then we use another integer to affect the overall size. We can use, say, 50. And then for all these points, we use a circle because we were going to do circular perforation. Connect the plan, connect the radius. We need to make sure all of circles is in right plan. So connect that, and then we turn the front off. So you can see the circle is actually getting from small to big, which is not exactly what we want. So we need to change the y output from 1 to 0. And then we can adjust the Bezier formula to affect the size. We use that 50 to control overall size as well, to point out if you're happy with it. Then for the other point, we will give it circles as well. Here, we need to flatten it. Make sure we flatten them. And then we just simply drag that slider to here. We preview this off as well. Let's hide the slider for now. So now you can see a bit of ladder in our overall gradient. I feel like we can adjust the gradient a bit just to make it more visible or not. And we get the pattern that we want. We can also introduce another variation of gradient to the circles inside the letters. So we simply drag that point here, then using that. Sorry, I forgot to copy that. Connect that output to radius. We give it a different gradient to make it visible. Something like that. It's probably look good. Yeah, give it a different size. Yeah, now we can see beautiful letter into our overall pattern. Then remember to save it, and then we are going to create a surface for visualization purpose. We can simply do geometry, flatten it. We need to flatten the input, connect all the circles, connect all the circles, connect our rectangle as well as the boundary. Remember, press Shift when you connect them, so all the things are merged into our geometry. And then we use boundary surface, which will take you a bit of time for calculation. Just remember you save before you do that, then we connect it. Well, after 1 minute of calculation, we finally got the surface, and then we pick it out to Rhino. Then we give it a material, give it a bit of gray as always. We're going to extrude surface by 6 mil, and then use render to visualize it. And here we go. That's our patterns. Thanks for watching today's tutorial. Please subscribe to support and check out my other videos.